MTN SME Hub. Link to growth. Link to success. Link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome to the Big Small Business Show, the show for all our fantastic entrepreneurs out there making a life, making a living, making a legacy from this thing we call entrepreneurship. In studio with us today, we've got Fabian Arends. He is the founder of Greenline Interiors. Let's take a look.
My name is Fabian Arends. I'm the founder and CEO of Greenline Interiors. We are a turnkey shop fitting solutions business. And what that means is we transform shops, stores, from plans to build. That's our core business. And then we have a second division which runs the glass and aluminium fabrication and installations. So what that basically means is we build doors, windows for clients, residential and commercial use as well. So I started off in my garage. We were literally two guys. So then we had the July unrest in Johannesburg and in KZN, and there was a great need obviously for glass, aluminium and shop fitting at the time. So immediately after starting, within about 2 to 3 months, I had an influx of work. So I started with the two guys and we're now up to 8 full-time employees. So I literally started from the bottom up, from cleaning, sweeping, sanding, building, doing the site installations, and obviously the managerial side is something that I've studied at the University of Johannesburg for 1 year, and I studied business management in college, so those skills started coming through. That's actually one of the keys to our success, is the diversification of our revenue income streams. So I find it weird. I find that sometimes the shop fitting work is busy and it picks up, and then the residential glass and aluminium work is slightly slow. So the two actually do work hand in hand. So some of the challenges we've had is that we'd really like to get into a space where we can automate a lot of our processes. So a lot of our fabrication is still done manually. And that's one of the challenges we have. So that's speed. So in the future, we're hoping to invest in some machines. And then some of the other challenges is, I think, trying to do too much at one time as a small business in terms of the CEO. So you're kind of trying to get to the marketing, trying to get to some of the other things that you need to do. So I've built an amazing team over the last 6 months to try and spread the load and mitigate those factors and those challenges. What systems can we implement into our current production facility that will increase the production percentage ratio, that will increase the speed of our production, that will better the quality of our product, just so that we work more efficiently, So what sort of systems can we implement in a small business setup? And then secondly, how do we scale the business up in a safe way? Because we have the 3 divisions that we're trying to scale up, and I also don't want to do too much all at once. When I say systems, I mean at the moment, the business is very heavily reliant on me being present on the floor and on site. And I find that I want to have a system in place that allows me to work on the business and not in the business. I don't have a current system in place right now where I can A, monitor the production that was done for the day, B, monitor the production that was done on site, and C, sort of keep track of all of these things on a daily basis. So where my managers can report back to me and I can have a sense of where the business is. Because when there's problems on site, I then obviously get called, or when there's uncertainty in site, I have to get called. And that consumes a lot of my time trying to put out fires, trying to mitigate issues. So I think the question is, how do we get to the sweet spot between getting our systems right and then scaling and growing the business to where it needs to be?
Welcome, Fabian.
Thank you for having me.
So have you got a production system that you are using right now? Like, as in, software or anything that they're using to manage your production?
No, so at the moment, everything is done manually.
Yeah.
So we have like a Excel document that we update on a daily basis on things that need to be done within the business for the day, or for today or for the next day. And we just try and follow that sheet as we go along.
And when you say we update it, who's we?
So I've got an admin team.
Yeah.
I have two ladies that work on the admin behind the scenes. And so one deals specifically, because we have a range of clients. Some of our clients are more corporate, some of them are more residential. So one works on the corporate deliverables and the other one works on the residential. Then we update the list, print it out, and then go through the process like that.
And then how's that communicated with your team?
Verbally. So it gets printed.
Yeah.
And then I have two production managers.
Yes.
Well, one is a production manager and a site manager.
Yes.
So every morning we have a briefing.
Right. This is where I'm going. Right.
Yes. So in the morning we have a briefing, we print everything, we print out the two documents.
Yeah.
And then we go through, okay, what are we sorting out today? And then the guys get sent to site, and those that stay in the factory, they remain behind to do the production for the upcoming jobs.
And how do you know, other than experience, how long it will take to produce something? So, I assume that there is a lot of bespoke stuff that is being built. So how do you know that that's going to take half an hour or an hour or 5 hours to produce that particular thing that you are manufacturing?
Predominantly by experience. And I think so that's where the partial issue comes in, because it is bespoke. And a lot of the time we're doing some work for, let's say, coffee shops.
Yeah.
And so we can safely estimate, but along the lines we'll pick up problem with anything that's bespoke because it hasn't been done before.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where we start picking up challenges, because then you sort of have a ripple effect of delays.
Yes. And so just coming back to, let's take an example, an unfortunate example of that you estimated would take 3 hours or 5 hours, and it's taken 8 hours.
Yes.
What happens other than, overtime and stress? What happens in the business after that?
So what happens is, as I have an overview of sort of what jobs need to be done, we usually booked out between 3 and 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is, and within that time frame, we're doing a host of different products, anything from glass and aluminium to building counters to doing sort of bespoke carpentry work. So there's a lot of elements that go into the production. We try and do as much as we can in-house to be in control of the system. So you would find that halfway through week one, the steel bookshelf that we may be building for the client is now delayed by 2 days. So because I have a small team, that person, that human resource has to do something else with on day 3.
Yes.
And so now we start having a sort of ripple effect, and then you sort of clawing back time, and then there's frustration that builds up in the factory. And I'm like, there has to be a better way to sort of plan this and keep track, because in between I'm still going to site, seeing new clients, doing quotations. And so the challenge is, how do I get to work on the business and not in the business?
Okay, we're going to have to take a break now. When we come back, I'll have more questions for Fabian. Stay tuned.
MTN SME Hub, link to business success.